Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and more groups have been added to the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of hate groups. And now, before we get started in all this, what I will say is when you look at the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of hate groups, which is 900 plus, don't get me wrong, throughout the political spectrum, there are groups on that list that absolutely are hate groups. There are groups that do awful things that should be denounced, white nationalists, black nationalists, all that kind of stuff. We in no way, shape, or form condone any of those groups on this program. We rebuke all of them directly, regardless of if they vote the same way that we do on Election Day or if they vote differently than we do on Election Day. But so while that is a positive that the Southern Poverty Law Center does point those groups out, why in the hell is it that the Southern Poverty Law Center is the group that gets to assemble this entire list? Because you see, in addition to having actual hate groups on there, like the Black Panther group and some neo-Nazis and all that, I mean, the Southern Poverty Law Center puts some groups on the hate list that so clearly are not hate groups. You can take a look at what the Southern Poverty Law Center classifies as hate on their website. They've got so many different categories it's broken down into, and some of the things that are on that list are absolutely absurd. I mean, think about this. If you are part of a group that just so happens to disagree with the Southern Poverty Law Center's liberal views on what levels of immigration should be allowed in this country, or if you happen to belong to a church, one that is just totally normal but has some different beliefs from the Southern Poverty Law Center, you have a chance of ending up on this list. You have a chance of being deemed a hate group by the SPLC. It is absolutely absurd what they do. It is so clear that in a lot of what they do, it is nothing but partisan. This is an incredibly liberal group that just hopes that it can pass itself by what it claims. Oh no, we're just out there to try and fight all hate in the world. No. They list some hate groups on their list, but otherwise it's just them trying to go after and demonize their political opponents. I mean, what happened to the days of us being able to understand, look, the people who disagree with us politically, sure, we have our disagreements. Hopefully we could talk about them in a civil manner and we could all sit down at the table and come up with something that'd be seen as a reasonable compromise that's beneficial for this country. What happened to the days of just saying, you know, when there's someone we disagree with, they might just have a different perspective on us. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily evil or bigoted somehow. The Southern Poverty Law Center, they clearly don't understand that, or if they do understand it, they clearly do not care, because what they do is they try and not say, oh no, there's people who disagree politically with us, let's try and have a rational conversation. No, for them it is, oh, there's people out there who politically disagree with us, why don't we go and demonize them? Why don't we go and make everybody think that this group that we don't like their politics of, that they are evil? Because what do you do when somebody or something or some group is evil? I mean, you can't rationalize with something evil. Something evil, it's just despicable. It must be destroyed. And that is what they're trying to do. They're not trying to start conversation. They are trying to end conversation. And it's really not surprising, I guess, that a liberal group like the Southern Poverty Law Center wouldn't want to have conversation because, hell, they support a lot of liberal talking points, and really, there isn't a lot of fact-based evidence, if any, for a lot of liberal talking points. So I guess that's probably the reason why they try and do this. But it is absolutely despicable, because as the Southern Poverty Law Center is coming up with their list of hate groups and updating their list of hate groups, what should be noted as one of the biggest hate groups that you are going to find out there in the United States of America is not on that list. And that group would be the Southern Poverty Law Center. Have a great weekend, everybody. That is all the time we have for today and for the week, but we'll be back on Monday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.